Okay, and now we're recording too, so this is super exciting. Welcome to our first live What is Coaching call that Jen and I are hosting together. It's super exciting. We're really obviously super passionate about what we do and we love to share it with people. And so we are recording this call because we know that there are some people that weren't able to make this time tonight, and we want to make sure that we share it with you guys as well at home. So thank you for jumping on live and for joining us at home. So I'm going to just quickly introduce myself and give you a little bit of background of me, and then Jen will do the same, and then we're going to dive into this cool little presentation about what we do as coaches. My name is Becca Wasso, and I have been a Beachbody coach for about a year and a half. I'm also a full-time chemical engineer, and I've been doing that for about 7.5 years. I currently live in Houston with my husband. We have been married for just over a year, and that kind of plays into my why story, which I'll share with you guys in just a minute. But we are in the process of moving back to Michigan, which is where we're both from, and super excited about that. So Andrew's actually leaving on Saturday, and I'm coming mid-November. So super excited to get back home. Okay, so let's see a little bit about my coaching career. Okay, so I liked P90X for a long time. When Andrew and I started dating a long time ago, we started doing P90X together, and it completely transformed my body. So I believe in the product. I got results myself, and it was just amazing. So fast forward like 4 years after that, we had moved to Houston and no longer had time to get to a gym, kind of had gone in and out of working out, not working out. And when we moved here, we just, our schedules at work were longer days. Our commute went from 2 minutes to 40 minutes. So we just didn't have time in our day to get to a gym that fit our hours. So I had a friend who knew that we loved P90X, and Tony Horton had just come out with P90X3. And so I said, hey, Becca, do you want to, do this challenge group with me with P90X3? And we said, sure, at 30 minutes, like absolutely, that we can fit into our day. Around the same time, I was wedding dress shopping, and I had really, really negative thoughts about my body, and I hated my arms. And but of course I fell in love with a strapless dress that accentuated my arms in my mind. And so I set a goal that, okay, I have 9 months, I'm going to get my arms in shape for this wedding. And so that was my kind of motivation for starting this workout, doing this workout. Why I actually started coaching was because with this challenge pack that I bought, that I have no idea what it was, I got a bag of Shakeology, and I had it sitting on my counter for a long time. And then one day another bag showed up, and I was pissed because I didn't know that it was on auto direct. And I was like, but I still have this unopened bag. I didn't even want this crap. It was just on sale. And so I was like, I canceled my orders, and I said, well, I guess I need to start drinking it. We got to get rid of it. And so Andrew and I both started drinking it for breakfast, and within days, my what I call bubble guts went away completely. And something that I had thought was normal, that everybody had to live with after they ate, was not normal. And I realized that it was just what I was feeding myself that was not good for me. So anyway, so I loved it. I lost 8 pounds once I started drinking it. I was full all morning, which was a huge thing for me in my job. I had more energy, and I absolutely love the taste. I mean, I'll just be totally honest. My favorite recipe tastes like a Reese's Flurry, and I'm a huge ice cream addict, as Jen knows, and lots of people know. She makes fun of me for having a second stomach devoted to ice cream, which is very true. And so this satisfied that sweet tooth for me, those chocolate cravings. And anyway, so I loved it. And so I signed up to be a coach and reordered this stuff that I hated for a second once I actually tried it. And I signed up to be a coach for the 25% discount, because that's one of the coolest perks about being a coach, is that we get 25% off of everything. And so it made it, it was a no-brainer. Even with the coach fee, which we'll talk about, I was saving myself well over $200 a year just by being a coach. So made financial sense. Andrew signed up to be a coach too because he was drinking it also. So we were saving money on him also. And yeah, and I'm going to tell you the biggest transformation for me in this entire process. Well, okay, a little bit more first. So that I signed up to be a discount coach. What made me actually start real coaching, was, you know, we were getting ready for a wedding. I had Jen and some other friends that I was like, hey, you know, they saw that I was doing X3. I was going to start another round, and I just invited some of my friends and bridesmaids to join me and to see it. Hey, do you want to, you know, do a sweating for the wedding type thing? And they said yes. And so I hosted my first private group on Facebook, a challenge group, and we did X3. Everyone did it, and we did it for the entire 90 days. And that challenge group went for 90 days. And I made it a point because my initial challenge group that I had signed up with fell apart after like 4 days. So I made it a point that we were going to keep this thing exciting and active and motivating for the entire 90 days so that people would get through this program. And we did, and it was phenomenal. And at the end of that, I got a text from one of my best friends who said, you know, hey, Becca, I just wanted to say thank you. I lost 11 pounds. I feel amazing. I'm going on vacation with my family, and I've never felt so good. And I read that message, and I was like, what? Like, I had no idea the impact that it was having on other people by just this motivational group and actually sticking with the program and stuff like that. And so after that, I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm in. I want to keep helping people feel this way. And so I have, and I've hosted a group ever since. I also, okay, so what I was going to say is the biggest transformation for me, although I've had a physical transformation for sure, especially since starting P90X or doing P90X, you know, 6 years ago or so, my biggest transformation has definitely been emotional and just what I tell myself, right? So I used to be the girl who I always wanted to be super, super skinny. I was jealous of people that were anorexic. I wanted that. I hated my thighs because I have a big butt and big thighs. And I hated my arms. And I would always just tell myself this, your butt's too big, your thighs are too fat, you have those Miller thighs, gosh darn it, your arms jiggle. And I would just have all these negative thoughts that I would just keep telling myself. And since being a coach and being surrounded by Jen and Amy and amazing women and men on our teams, like those, that I don't think those things anymore. And I try to make sure that I teach or show or try to convince other people not to have those thoughts either, because they don't do anything for you. And replacing them with positive thoughts is what moves us forward. So that's a little bit about me. And Jen's going to say a little bit about her.
Yeah. Okay. So, so I know like these intros are probably supposed to be short, but Becca and I are going to talk forever about ourselves because, I feel like it's important to, you know, we'll go through this PowerPoint and you'll get all the nuts and bolts, but like seeing how each of us have kind of like developed and stepped into this coach thing, I think is so important to share because we literally started out as like people. We're normal people, you know, like there's nothing, you know, maybe extraordinary. I mean, we should tell ourselves like, yes, we're extraordinary people. Everyone should say that, but you know, we're not, you know, anything different from anybody else. So that's why we talk about ourselves for a really long time. Okay. So, when I tell you like about my life, it might sound a little familiar. And if you know Becca and I, this is funny because, it's funny. Okay. So, I live in Michigan, in South Haven, Michigan, and I used to live in Houston, about a half mile down the street from Becca. And, we work, our day jobs, we work for the same company. So I'm also a chemical engineer. I went to Michigan State, just like Becca. Like, this is like so crazy, you guys. She was a year ahead of me in college, and like I knew who she was, but that was it. You know, like when you're in the same major, you just know people, and that's it. And then I just happened to take a job at the same place she was working, and we were coworkers for a while. And then, you know, both of our husbands were like besties in college, and we have this weird like foursome group, and it's not weird, it's amazing. But anyway, that's why my story sounds just like Becca's, because it's kind of the same thing. So we lived in Michigan, we moved to Houston, we worked, and while I was in Houston, I was the last one to move to Houston. So I had spent about 6 months living by myself. My husband, he was my boyfriend at the time, we had literally just made the leap to move in together, like just. And I'll tell you a detail I don't tell a whole lot of people, but my husband now was the first guy I dated after I got out of a 7-year relationship. So I had just made this new leap to like move in with this guy, and I was like, is this for real? Like, okay, are we doing this? And then he got asked to move to Houston like a month later, swear. And so we were like, okay, well, the career, we got to do this. So he moved, and it took 6 months before I was able to find a position. And all the emotions, and I mean, you guys all know, I know you guys are all from Michigan too. Winter, Michigan, cold, gym in the morning, not happening. Not happening. I turned into no workouts, hot and ready on the way home from work for dinner, cooking for one, it just didn't happen. And so I had lost a lot of weight post-college, and it kind of all came back on. And anyway, so I finally get to move to Houston, you guys, and I'm like, woo, I'm in Houston. And I go to put on all my shorts, and not a single pair fit. Like, couldn't get them over my butt, didn't fit. And I was like a mess because, a lot of us were really hires. Like, when I do something, I do it right and I do it well. And so the fact that I had lost weight and got healthy and then like completely screwed it up, like mentally, I didn't know what to do. Like, I didn't know how to get out of that. And I spent a lot of time I was so like in this stuck place. And I tried going to the gym, but like Becca said, I mean, in Houston, you would think there's gyms everywhere, and there are, but everybody's trying to go to them. It's the third, fourth biggest city in the whole United States. So it's not like after work there's any treadmills open. I mean, not that I wanted to run on them, but it just wasn't happening, and it was so complicated. So I just was like, I'm not doing it. So then Becca's like, hey, do you want to do P90X3? And I'm like, I don't know what that is. But she was like, well, it comes with a schedule. And I'm like, okay, I need a schedule. Like, literally, I was like, okay, you're going to tell me what to do every day? I'm in. And then, so at that point, my boyfriend and I got engaged. So my fiance, we were like, well, we'll do this together. And we got the Shakeology because it came with the program. And honestly, you guys, we talked about this. We were like, well, if we hate it, we can send it back and get our money back. I mean, you guys, like, like we joke about this stuff, but this is, we know what people go through. Like, you're like, I don't know what this stuff is. Like, I Googled it, but I was like, well, whatever, we'll try it out. It's chocolate. I might like it. If I don't like it, I'll get my money back.
Yeah.
Okay. So we jump into this whole thing, and I just fell in love. Like, if you know me, I'm a systems person. I'm like, okay, we need to go from A to B to C, and this is how we're going to do it. And so this is like, all of these programs, they're systems. They tell you what to do. Like, if you follow it, you get results. And for me, that was just, it was perfect. I didn't have to think too hard. I just had to push play. I had to eat what I was supposed to. I drank my smoothie, and I posted on Facebook, and I was doing that anyway. So it was awesome. I ended up losing 10 pounds. And then, all throughout the group, like, I would always think of these things. I was like, God, I'm really struggling with this move. And so I'd figure out a way to do it differently. And then I remember I'd like text Becca, and I'd be like, hey, you should tell everyone to try to do it this way. And she's like, Jen, why don't you just post it? And for me, like Becca said, there's this whole mental transformation that goes on as well as physical, because I went from this girl, and if you check my Facebook, I literally made a post about it today, like, kind of coincidental, but I've always been so shy, and I hated that I was shy, because I want to talk to people and I want to meet people and get to know them, but I would have such this fear of what other people would think of me, or if I said something stupid, or rejection. I mean, I think a lot of us have that. And so here I was, like, with this idea in a group that could help people, and I'm like, Becca, will you tell everybody for me? And so of course I got over that. And then after the group was done, I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I need my schedule and I need my people. And so I thought about it, and I thought, and I'm like, okay, if I become a coach and I have my own group and I invite somebody, I can't quit. Because I think a lot of us, we will easily disappoint our own selves. Like, how many times have you been like, I'm not going to work out because I'm the only one that's going to know I did, and you said no. But if you have a partner, or if you have somebody else that you'll let down, you will freaking do it, because you can't let the other person down. And so that's why I started to coach, literally just for that. And then totally just like Becca said, all of a sudden you realize that I'm sharing something because I went through it and I'm making an impact and it helps somebody else. It's pretty cool. And I get a little extra money on the side. Also pretty cool. But like, you get messages, you get things of people just saying like, hey, I'm feeling better, this, that, the other. And it's really cool. And at the time when I started coaching, the job that I had, my day job, I hated. And I wasn't getting any fulfillment from what I was doing. So this on the side was really helping me. Like, I was like, hey, I'm actually doing something I like, and it's making me feel good. So that's why I keep doing it. And, maybe it'll grow into something. I'm hoping at some point in the future, we'd love to have a family, and I might want to not work a 9-to-5 job. Some moms don't. And I want this to be there, to be an option for me. Besides loving everything and making me feel happy. That's why I continue to do it. So, okay, enough of us talking about ourselves.
Okay. Now we'll talk to you about what do we actually do? But I'll be totally honest with you. This is exactly it. This is it. We share our lives. We share the programs we're going with. We share how it makes us feel. And if people want to feel that too, then we invite them to come with us. So we're going to go through this. It'll be pretty quick. If you ever have any questions along the way, definitely just raise your hand and or unmute yourself. And we also have a fun little prize to give away halfway through to keep it going. So let's talk about what is coaching. Team Sweat Happy is my team. You'll hear a lot of team names. Jen has her team name. Amy has her team. And so just that Team Sweat Happy is my team, which you guys are all on as part of my big team. And hopefully this works. Okay. This is me. So our why factor. You heard Jen, you heard myself, why we chose to coach, why we started, why we do now. My why constantly changes. Your why will constantly change. But we all have this drive, what is drawing you to, be on this call? What is making you consider joining coaching? What is it? It's something that is it keeps us pushing, right? We're not going to give up. We're not going to settle. We just keep pushing for it. Our why, it's really important that it's near and dear to our hearts, we say. And the reason that is because you need to really connect with your why, because it's not, we get these messages on days, and those days are so amazing because it reminds you of why you're coaching, to help these people. But there are other days where it's like, man, I've had a really long day at work. I just want to, turn off all the lights and watch TV. And then I have to think about, no, you don't. You want to get online and you want to chat with some people because of your why. So it's got to be really close to your heart. And then, like we said, it may evolve over time. It certainly has for me, and I bet it has for 99.9% of coaches. So I want you to take a second and think about your why factor. What is it that's drawing you here? What is it that's making you consider coaching? And these are some of the biggest, top 10, I'd say. Some people want to coach because they want to make more money. And that's totally okay. It's an awesome opportunity that we get to help people with health and fitness, and we get to earn a living as we're doing that. That's really cool. Some people want to fire your boss. Jen said that she hated her job. I hated my job when I was here, or when I am here now too, right? almost gone. And so that's a big motivating factor for some people. It's like, I want to set my own schedule. I want to be my own boss. I want to have a family. I want to be there for my kids at school. I want to be able to do that. It's a really big thing. Some people want to be part of something bigger, right? I am blown away by the community that we have, the team, the culture that we have in this entire coaching community and in our challenge group community. And so being part of that, bigger picture, bigger team. Like Jen said, needing accountability for your own fitness. It's so true, right? There are days where I want to wake up and I just want to, cuddle with my dog, and that's absolutely every day. But I'm like, well, dang it, I got to check in, and I can't be, I'm leading this group, and so I can't be the ones like, I didn't do it today or yesterday or the day before. So it adds that accountability. Being involved in a group of fun, motivating people, I can't say enough about how amazing our team is and our group is, which is awesome. Some people like me just signed up for the 25% discount because I was selfish and I wanted to save some money, right? And that's totally fine. And it changed very quickly. Some people love fitness and nutrition. That was not me. But there are people out there that, love this stuff and just they know that, this is their passion, this is their calling, maybe teaching, workout classes at the gym, but that doesn't, bring in enough money. And so wanting to do something else on the side. There are a lot of people who are trainers that are also coaches. Some people have seen the incredible results, which, if you commit to a program, you're going to see the results. And some people have friends. A lot of people have started because friends are asking about, what have they done? And they're like, yeah, I guess I do have some pretty amazing results I can share with people. The feeling of appreciation. I've never been in a job where we recognize and appreciate our coworkers so much. And that's for me, that's definitely a motivating just factor in life. And so I just am absolutely astounded by the level of appreciation. And, some people they don't really know, but they're kind of stuck and they want something new. And, hey, why not, right? You can always quit and, there's no strings attached, right? So you can quit at any time. So that's just something to think about. I'm not going to, these are our why videos. I'll send this link out, this presentation out to you guys, and you can click on these different videos, and they're people from our team that are sharing their whys, why they're here. So myself and Jen.
I gotta change my name.
Oh yeah, I need to update my video, I'm sure. Tara Clark is a nutritionist, so that's a really cool video because she explains the health benefits of Shakeology and why she wanted to coach and share that and bring that forward. Jackie is she used to be a CPA, and now she's a mother of 1.5, almost their second one. And she wanted to coach because she wanted to stay home with her kids, and so she left the corporate world to stay home. Tamsin is also a mom who wanted to contribute financially to their house. So these are just some why videos for you guys to check out. All right.
Okay, my turn. So the big question is always, okay, so what do you do every day? And the real answer is you're probably doing 2/3 of this already every single day. So these are the 3 vital behaviors as corporate calls them, and we'll talk a little bit about how we kind of consider them. But the first one is invite, which the word invite, I don't actually invite somebody every single day, hey, do you want to do this? Hey, do you want to do that? So we talk about it as connect. One of the biggest things is just talking to people. Talking to people on Facebook, talking to people in the grocery store, talking to people when you drop your kids off at school or daycare or whatever. You're just connecting with people and meeting them. And every single day, as long as you're talking to somebody, you're doing your job. The next one is to be proof the products work. And you're probably doing this already. You're doing a program, you do it from start to finish, you have your Shakeology, you have your morning smoothie, Because as long as you do this, you're really showing that you have a real strong belief in the programs and in what you're selling. I mean, when it comes down to it, so we are selling these products to people, but we are giving people tools that are going to help them, in their lives. And have you ever met a salesperson that clearly does not use what they're trying to sell you? It's kind of weird and awkward, and you don't believe them. But for us, I mean, you're already working out and you're already doing it. You already like it. So it's so easy just to talk about what worked for you and why it worked. And then the biggest piece, and this is something that you might not be doing right now, but is such a huge thing in the coaching business, is personal development. We talk about this all the time. If we are in the business of helping people, we have to continue to work on ourselves to be able to help others. The more I work on my own self-confidence and my own workout and my own attitude and my own positivity towards life, the more I'm going to have to give to other people. So we kind of go by a rule of thumb of at least 10 minutes of personal development every day. And that's listening to a podcast, it's reading or listening to an audiobook. In Houston, I got super into the audiobooks because I had a long commute, so I just listened to them. It's reading a topic that you're interested in on the internet. It's researching a workout move or an ingredient or a nutrition question. Anytime that you're learning or working on something that you want to be better at, it's personal development. So that's what we do every single day. Okay, now I know there's more specific slides, and I probably talked about all this already, but with the inviting and the connecting, one of the things that people kind of freak out about is they're like, I don't want to be selling to people and selling to people every single day. And you're right, we don't want you to either, because that is kind of awkward to always be like, hey, do you want to buy this? Hey, do you want to do that? So all that you do, and you've probably seen us do it on Facebook, we're just sharing our lives. I share my workouts in the morning. I share what I do well at, what I suck at. I share my new Shakeology recipes. I share, how I do my workouts when I'm working. And I just show how the products work in my life. People are going to figure it out. And if they're interested, then they're interested. And if they're not interested, then they're not interested. So all you're trying to do on a daily basis is build relationships with people. Because eventually you're going to come across somebody that needs your help, that might not, like me, that knew they needed to lose weight and knew they needed to get healthy, but they didn't know what to do to get there. And so then Becca was there to offer me a tool, a solution with something she was already doing. And so, I mean, obviously we were friends before, but if she had just met me and we had a couple conversations and she got to know me, she would have been able to offer me a solution. But that wouldn't have happened if she didn't just connect with me in the first place. So that's all we're talking about, is making relationships.
Cool.
Yes, it's that simple. You work out every day. I mean, not every day. We take rest days too. There are weeks I only work out 5 times, not 7. But for the most part, we are consistently working out. And I don't know, when you have chocolate Shakeology, I don't know how you don't drink it every day, because I like it so much, but you have it every day. And then, you talk about when you're drinking it and how it's working for you on your commute and going to the soccer game, or, it's tailgate season, football season. So I literally take it to the tailgate with me and I drink it so I don't eat all the crap. That's what I'm sharing, right? So proof that the products work and that you get results because of them. Right, and then the personal development, I already talked about this, but when you're talking about fitness and health, it's not just physical. And Becca and I have talked about how throughout this whole entire thing we're going through emotional transformations. I'm not going to say either of us are anywhere close to being done with that yet, but working on your emotional and spiritual self, whatever direction that works for you, is what you need to do. It's just as important. So 10 to 15 minutes a day, bettering yourself, do it every day, and that's it. Okay, so this is Carl. This is our CEO, and it's kind of cool. Okay, so I'll tell you a quick story. The company that I work for right now, when our CEO gets on a video call, My reaction is not as positive as it is as when I see Carl. Carl is, he's full of life. He's full of energy. He wants to help people. I'm not going to read this whole thing to you. We'll send it out so you can read it, but this is the top part. I'm going to read the top part real quick. What is Team Beachbody? It's not a fitness video company. It's not a healthy shake company. It's not a network marketing company. I mean, yes, we do all those things, but that's not what we're about, right? This is a solution. It's an ecosystem of exactly what is proven to generate real, lasting, healthy weight loss results. We got fitness, we got nutrition, peer support, and rewards. And you guys, these things don't always happen together in the same place. But Carl is like all about it, all about them all being together at once, and that's how we get results. So we'll send it out so you can do the rest. But that's just it. I mean, this is what we do every day, and that's how we help connect people with the products that work, and then they get results, and then they pay it forward, and it's awesome.
Do you want to stop here and give out a gift?
Yes. Okay. So, prize. We have this super cute water bottle. Oh, I have this awful glare. Okay. It says dream big with one of these like cute little arrow things. And then I've got a cute headband in here. So we are going to give this away. And Amber, if you didn't know, you are the winner. I have your address. I will mail this out to you probably this weekend. But thank you for coming on. You are our prize winner.
Sweet. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is fears and hesitations, right? Everyone has fears. I still have fears every day. I still have to eat that frog and just move forward. So let's hear them. Let's talk about them, right? And so these are some of the biggest fears that, the most common fears, I guess I would say. Fear of failure. I think this is certainly not specific to Beachbody at all, but fear of failure is a really something that holds people back. I'm not a fitness expert, so that's certainly a hesitation that people have. I have no clue where to start. I don't know anybody. I don't have time for this. I don't want to sell, and maybe you're not in perfect shape. And so these might not capture all of your fears and hesitations, but these are certainly some of the big ones. So I want to talk about them for a little bit. Before I get into them, so this is, Sarah Lenore is, I guess she's my, great grandma? So my sponsor, my sponsor is Wendy, and Wendy's sponsor is Megan, and Megan's sponsor is Sarah. And so we are all part of Team Body Burn. And that's, like I was talking about, the teams that I have a team and Jen has a team, Amy has a team. But we are all part of like this huge, massive team, and we're all super supportive and help each other within this team. So Sarah Lenore, I think she's just awesome. She's been in the business for 3.5 years-ish or so. She's a top, 100 coach. She's got 800 and some coaches, I think, are in Body Burn now, or maybe 600 some. Anyway, a lot of coaches, and she is just a awesome mama bear who loves to share her learning. So she challenges us to get out there and fail, right? Go fail. So the key to success is massive failure. Your goal is to go out fail your competition. Whoever can fail the most, the fastest, and the biggest wins. And her whole point is that, if you don't get out there and you don't get out there and try to connect with people and, try to, change people's lives, you're never going to, right? And so you had just got to bite that bullet and get out there and get all those no's. Yeah, no, I'm not ready. No, I'm not ready. Great. But you won't find the yeses. Yes, I need help. Yes, I need that solution. Yes, I need that schedule, until you get out there and do that. So I just think it's a really cool way to think about this. So she says, so go out and fail this weekend. And I say that with the utmost love. And I just think that's such a positive way to look at it, right? Failure is subjective. If you don't learn from something, sure, you can call it a failure. But if you've learned from everything that you do, then that's not a failure. That's a teachable moment that's helping you move forward. So just got to bite that bullet. Let's talk about training, right? So where do I start? I don't know what to do. So we have an amazing support community and massive amounts of training, like overwhelmingly way too much. You will be overwhelmed with all of the information that we have that we are just so excited to share. There is no sink or swim. I say that you are your own boss. You are your own. You have to commit to wanting to do the training and executing the tools that are given to you. But it's not like you're going to sign up and be like, all right, sweet, peace out. Amber, go have a great time. Good luck. You know what I mean? Like there's this, like I said, this huge community. We help each other out. You have the support from every single person on your team, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's why we have that's why we're part of these big teams, is that you can basically, you post on Facebook and within 30 minutes, someone has answered your question. Yeah. So some of the rest, you don't want to sell? Good, don't. If you try to get out there and sell, buy from me, do this, buy from me, no one responds to that. I mean, and so yeah, don't do that. We don't want you to. We want you to share what you do. If you're not in perfect shape, that's awesome. Share your journey, right? 99% of the world is not in perfect shape either, right? And so it's all a journey that we're on together, and people relate to that and connect with you about that. If you're not a fitness expert, that's what the trainers are for, right? I don't ever claim to be a fitness expert. I'm not. Tony Horton is. Sean T is. Seji, however you say his name. Autumn Calabrese. These are the trainers, right? We're just the people that are connecting a person with a program that is right for them. So we don't have to be the expert. If you're short on time, yep, I hear ya. So yes, so am I, and so is the rest of the world. And we talk a lot about time management. I will be totally honest with you. I've never found so many minutes in the day, right? I listen to personal development when I'm taking a shower, or anytime I get in the car, you put on your audiobook. So it's not like so you hear 15 minutes a day. Well, I don't have 15 minutes a day. Well, do you go to the gas station? Or, are you out running an errand? You do these at the same time. And so we teach a lot about time management, how to schedule your day, set business hours, tune out the time wasters, and just get to business so that you can get in, get out, have the rest of your day type thing. If you don't know anybody, you're going to be so surprised that how many people just start following you based on you sharing your journey. It baffles me that, and I'll get messages now from like, yeah, I've been watching you for the past year. What? Like, you never liked, never commented, didn't even know this person existed, but they're out there watching. It's just a little creepy when you say it that way, but it's just awesome. Yeah. So anyway, those are some of the biggest fears and hesitations. If you have different ones, raise your hand. I want to hear them, and I want to talk about them as well. So.
Okay. So I'll jump into the details real quick, and we are close to the end. So once we're through this, I think Becca will open it up for questions. So these are the basics. This is like the nuts and bolts on the business. So how it works is you get a 25% commission on any sale from your website. And so when you sign up as a coach, you get your own ID number, and you get a bunch of websites, and you get customer service support and all this kind of stuff. And so as long as you direct people to the right place, and even if it messes up, we can fix it. So basically, if somebody buys from you, you get commission. It's as easy as that. You personally get a 25% discount on everything. And so Shakeology is like the biggest thing ever to get 24% off on. For me in Michigan, and taxes, I think I'm saving like $17 a month, which is awesome because we get 2 bags a month, so double. Anyway, super cool. And 25% off any program. The performance supplements that I just started a couple weeks ago and I'm kind of obsessed with, 20% off that. Okay, 20% off everything. I've hit that nail enough. Okay, first access to all new products and programs. So this part is super cool also. Beachbody is amazing to me how many like just when you think like they've come out with like the next best thing and you're like, oh my gosh, how did they know we needed this right now? Like a couple months later, they'll come out with something new. And so like for example, in December, we have a brand new program coming out called Hammer and Chisel, and it's combined Autumn from the 21 Day Fix and Sagi from Body Beast. They're doing this combined program, and I'm so excited about it because it's like all about lifting. But as coaches, we have first access to that. So any of our customers can get it through us first before it's on Beachbody.com, before it's on an infomercial. So basically you have this kind of exclusivity that you can offer your customers tools faster. Okay, there is, within Beachbody, there are different ranks, and that just kind of goes to talk about, you know, how you're progressing and growing your team if that's something you choose to do. And that's what this is about. It's all up to you. There's no pressure. If you just want to make a couple sales, you know, every month so you can pay for your own Shakeology, that's awesome. That's cool. If that's what you want this business to be, it's totally up to you. If you want to run with this and you want to like make this a career, or you want to contribute to your mortgage, that's awesome too. And we're just here to help that, but you don't have to do something certain every single month. You know, it's all up to what you want the business to be. If you do want to build a business, there is something called a team cycle bonus. And so basically, if you get to a position where you have 2 people join you on your team, so like Becca said, we all have teams and we all start with little baby teams. Like my team when I started was Tyler, my husband, and my mom. And we were a little team because they decided to join me because they like Shakeology. So once you get there and once you start growing your team, Beachbody recognizes you as somebody that's trying to work and make this kind of a more substantial business, and you get rewarded with bonuses. Now they start off small, just like any business, but they really have the potential to grow into a pretty good, solid income source. Like Becca mentioned, there is more training. Like I literally messaged her the other day and I'm like, I don't know which training to do for November. Like, have you ever said that before about anything? Trainings, webinars, conference calls, whatever you need, we can get you in touch with something to help you learn and develop. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. You don't have to stock product. You don't have to have parties. If you want to have parties, you can. One of my coaches, Jacqueline, just had people over for a Shakeology shot party. So like they all did shots of Shakeology. Anyway, I thought that was cute, but you can have that, but you don't have to. This isn't a business where you're having to have parties at people's houses where you have to buy all this stuff to then sell to people. You don't have to do that. We have a whole warehouse and a shipping thing, and it just happens, you know. There is a startup fee of $40. But that is waived if you buy a challenge pack, which is Shakeology plus a program. So normally it's pretty easy. If you're about to get more Shakeology anyway, it's a real nice, you know, let's just sign up and make it happen. And you don't have to pay the $40. There is a monthly fee of $16 that Becca mentioned earlier. But this is really for your own personal websites, and it goes to all the customer service that Beachbody provides for us, all the product handling. And then, you know, even if you don't want to do anything with this business, the $16 a month plus your Shakeology, 25% off, you are still going to save money. So even if you get into this and you're like, it's not for me, but I still love my Shakeology, you will still save money. And then we've mentioned this a billion times, but the support system is just, it's huge and it's awesome. It's great to be surrounded by so many like-minded people and people that are there to help and support, whether it's with your fitness or with the business. I mean, the other day I asked a question about 21 Day Fix Extreme. It had nothing to do with the business. It had to do with me not understanding how to use my freaking resistance bands. And I just asked all the other coaches, and turns out I was using the wrong one. So, but whatever. I mean, they are there for you, for all of us. So it's awesome.
And just a quick point about the $16. So Jen said she saved $17 a month just by being a coach. That's after the $16 fee,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Yeah.
you save, I think it's $33, and this isn't including taxes or shipping, which you save a lot on shipping as well. Yeah, so that's like $33. So then minus the $16, that's where you're saving the $17 a month every single month. Okay, so as far as next steps, okay, we shared all this information, right? And so we want to open it up for questions, you know, on the spot, or you can think about it and, you know, message questions. We are here to answer anything. I mean, absolutely anything. You can ask us whatever you want. There's no holds bar here. We're open books. We'll share money. We'll share whatever you want. And then when, you know, if you have all your questions answered, and if it's something, yep, I see myself with these people, I like these people, I see myself with this programs, I want to at least try it out, then we'll find a program in Shakeology to enroll you with. Or if you've already had a challenge pack and you want to, you know, just start, you know, enroll, we'll enroll. Or if you want to, start with Shakeology, whatever it is, we'll get you started. And then new coach training. So we have our November 2nd is our next new Coach Basics training. So that's right around the corner, and so you'll hit the ground running real quick. And I think that's it. I think this last picture, okay, so this is something real quick. Jen and I last year went to Dallas. So every quarter there's a conference type thing. It's called Super Saturdays or Super Friday or Super Sunday. And at these quarterly conferences or meetings, they roll out new products, announcements. You get to do a workout with a celebrity trainer. It's just and you get to connect with, you know, dozens to hundreds of coaches that are in your community. And it's really, really cool. So this is from Dallas last January, and we got to meet Carl Deichler, who is this guy over here. And then this is little tiny Autumn Calabrese. And then these are all members of Team Body Burn. So this is Sarah's, you know, bigger team. And so it was really cool. We all got to meet each other. We see each other on Facebook. So you see each other in person. You're like, oh, hey, Jackie. Like, yeah, I feel like I know you. I've never met you, but here you are. You know, it's kind of an odd, awesome thing. So, I'm going to unmute everyone and let's ask some questions. If you have any. And if not, that's okay too.
I can't think of any that.
What were you saying, Jen?
Oh, I was just going to say, I mean, I thought about this for a very long time, and I asked a bunch of questions. Think about it and ask a question, think about it and ask a question.
Absolutely.
I actually read the policies and procedures before I signed up as a coach because I'm a big nerd. So if there's no questions tonight, that's not even a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you'll think of one. If you think of one when you're sleeping, write it down. Let us know. If you do have one right now, though, we are here for you.
Cool. And thank you for joining us. And we hope you learned something that, you know, maybe you didn't think about before or know before. And we're certainly super excited to share anything. So thank you guys very much.
Thanks, everybody.
All right, I'm going to stop sharing and I'll stop recording and then I'll upload this. And Jen, Amber, Jen, do you have her email address? You can send her the presentation.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, perfect. Cool. All right, you guys have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.